Hey, y'all. So listen. I was sitting here thinking about myself and how I used to look at myself as a woman living with HIV. And I just was thinking like I stigmatized myself. I literally didn't need nobody to stigmatize me because I did it all for myself. Before I even told anybody I was HIV positive, before I even thought about trying to date somebody, or thought about trying to date somebody, or before I even attempted to, I already had singled myself out. I already was telling myself that ain't nobody gonna understand me, ain't nobody gonna love me, ain't nobody gonna want me. I already had did all that to myself. Like I believe that us living with people living with HIV don't realize the stigma that we put on ourselves, the stigma that be all in our head before we even open up our mouth. And I believe it's a hindrance to our growth, our new normal, our new way of living. If we constantly thinking that ain't nobody gonna love us, we thinking that ain't nobody gonna understand, we think that people gonna judge us, we're not gonna be able to get far like that at all. We're gonna be stuck in the shell and be feeling alone. And that's not what God wants us to be. I'm just sitting like, dang, why did I do that to myself? Like how did I get there? It's like the lies that we tell ourselves. We really gotta think about what we thinking about, y'all. The things that you think about can change your life in a good way and in a bad way, right? Listen, when I stopped telling myself that nobody will love me, that's when I had to start loving myself before I can even get in a relationship for somebody to actually attempt to love me. How can you expect for somebody to love you if you don't love yourself? How could you even expect for somebody to understand the situation that you in if you don't even understand it yourself? If you telling yourself, oh, ain't nobody gonna be me. Oh, you good. Let's imagine getting with somebody and you telling them like, oh, you don't want me anyway because I'm HIV positive. Who said that? That person didn't even say that, but in your mind, you already telling yourself that this person don't want you because you HIV positive. It's the whole my whole point in this video is just to say, think about what you're thinking about. Think about think about your thoughts. Just meditate on your own thoughts and write them down. Write down things that you be thinking and take a look at what you think about yourself, right? I'm gonna do it today. Actually, I'm gonna write down what I think about myself. I haven't done this in a long time. Because if I could tell y'all to do it, I could do it too. Write down what you think of yourself. I'm talking about be honest with yourself. What do you think about yourself as a person living with HIV? And when you write that down, I want you to really, really, really read it and see what you can do to change it. And that's when change is going to happen. When you start making changes to the way you think and the way that you handle yourself. We got to start handling ourselves better as individuals living with HIV, y'all. Listen, it's no way I would be able to be where I'm at right now if I wouldn't have took the time to think about my thoughts, y'all. Like y'all, a lot of y'all been following me for a while. Back then, years ago, I literally was thinking about my thoughts, thinking about the stuff I was saying to myself, how I was treating myself. I was not loving on me. I was not loving me at all. I was allowing men to abuse me, allowing let's say this again, allowing men to abuse me, sexually abuse me, mentally abuse me. And I was there for it because I was mentally and physically and emotionally abusing them too. I was not in a good place. I was covering up my real thoughts and my real pain, thinking nobody ain't gonna love me anyway, so I gotta put up with this. You know what I'm saying? So I was doing a lot of things that was not right and was not beneficial for me in my life. But when I started thinking about, hold on, why is I'm thinking this? Why is I'm dealing with these kind of people? Why am I allowing myself to be entertained by this type of person? Why do I think this? That's when things started to change, y'all. Things started to change when I started to redirect my thoughts. And that's where I'm at today. And I listen, I still do the same thing today. It's just that I'm mentally matured enough to know when I gotta stop for a second and say, hold on, Shirley, what you thinking about? This not healthy, right? Before you can even talk to somebody else. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, so I just wanted to share that a lot of people with HIV, we stigmatize ourselves, y'all. And the lies that we tell ourselves, nobody need to lie to us. Nobody needs to hurt us. Nobody need to stigmatize us. Nobody needs to judge us. Don't nobody need to do that because we do it enough for ourselves, right? We do enough damage to ourselves within our thinking as a person living with HIV that anybody can do to us, y'all. When you become mentally strong and you learn how to handle yourself and you learn how to handle your thoughts, you ain't worried about what if don't nobody want you, and I want myself. I'm HIV positive, and like when you get into that, when you get into that mentality, I don't care what nobody think of me because I love me. I'm enough for me. You ain't fearing nothing. You ain't worried about nothing. That's when you start to feel good. A lot of times we don't feel good. Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. But what I was saying was that we don't need nobody to stigmatize us. We do enough for ourselves, right? So since we know that we do enough, we do enough damage to ourselves. Let's start redirecting our thoughts, y'all. Let's start thinking positive. Let's start speaking affirmations over our life. Let's start speaking and pouring into ourselves, right? Because continuously saying, oh, I'm HIV positive, nobody want me. Oh, I'm HIV positive, ain't nobody gonna understand. Oh, they gonna judge me. They're not gonna want me to be around. Oh, they gonna be missing out. They're gonna be missing out if they don't want you to be around. They're gonna be missing out if they judge you. Literally, you got to get that mentality. I'm praying that more people that's HIV positive focus on their thoughts and focus on their self and not what people would think living with HIV. So just think about yourself. Don't worry about what nobody gonna think, what nobody gonna feel, how they gonna act. Just worry about yourself and get in tune with yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Be happy with yourself. And listen, accept yourself. That's the best thing you can do for yourself as a person with HIV is to accept yourself, accept your new normal, and live